how is it that someone will react to a chili crab or a pizza and have an allergic reaction that requires a histamine pill to alleviate the symptoms, right? Maybe the person might be in some kind of anaphylactic shock or eczema, flare-ups and stuff like that. And then you can have someone else literally at that table right beside you in the same restaurant that enjoys that pizza and has zero reaction. I submit to you today that you may have had the truth about food, about nutrition, hidden from you because of how in our industry today we are completely awash with information that are based on a lie. Now, the lie that I want to tell you today, okay, and I'm going to obviously replace that with the truth, okay, and it doesn't take much because lies literally don't hold any weight because the truth is what holds weight. Now, the lie that there are some foods that you must stay away from in order to achieve health is complete rubbish. The lie that says that there are certain drinks, there are certain nutrients, there are certain minerals and stuff that are bad for you, or maybe they look at a certain food or a plant and they pick out a certain nutrient and say this is bad for you, right? I submit to you that it is completely rubbish, because when God designed food, it was meant to be consumed as a whole in its purest, rawest, organic form, untainted by man. Now, of course, when you isolate a nutrient from a plant, from a food, and you have too much of it, it's bad. Why? Because God never designed for that nutrient to be consumed by man in and of itself. He designed it to be paired with many other things, okay? So I want to start off by talking about how when someone comes to my clinic and they have an allergic reaction, right? How do we actually get them to see that their bodies can actually heal and they can actually get back to enjoying that food, okay? Because when someone comes in and says, I have an allergy, I often tell them the truth, and the truth is that food is medicine. No food is bad for you unless it's tainted by man and you're eating rubbish, okay? That's why McDonald's and all the other stuff that you know it's complete junk is not going to be food as medicine. Excuse me. So when the word that I want to teach you today is the word conditioning. And when someone has an allergic response, what happens is that something has actually caused their bodies to be conditioned to react to it. Now, I talk about the science behind it in my videos titled Allergies, Asthma, and Arthritis, and I actually went a little bit more in depth into why someone's bodies can be conditioned to it. So I've included that link down below in the description box, so please look at that video if you want to find out how someone's body can get conditioned to it. But in this video, I really wanted to focus on the notion of these two adages, food as medicine and eat in moderation. These two are literally golden nuggets that I want to put forth to you today as the truths that you must include in your thinking when it comes to nutrition. Excuse me, I gotta drink some water. It's really cold in here. Okay, but the idea of food as medicine is that every nutrient that our body needs, whether it's vitamin, a mineral, cofactor, everything has been literally thought out so thoroughly by God that when He created something, He created it in not a simple form, but He created everything in its complex form. So a vitamin C would never exist as a vitamin C by itself. A fish oil that you get from a wild-caught salmon or sardines or anchovies will never exist as just EPA or DHA or omega-3s. It has to exist with its cofactors like vitamin B6, niacin, B3, or magnesium and stuff like that. And even vitamin B3 and B6, they're not in this inactive form, they're actually in their active form, okay, called niacinamide or P5P. Okay, now obviously those details are what we get into in the clinic when you actually become a patient. But the idea is that we are looking to uncover various nutrient gaps, okay, through our holistic testing in conjunction with your lab results and stuff like that, and actually go, hey, you're lacking in B6, you're lacking in this and that and this, right? And you're not achieving good inflammation. But the next step, the solving of that problem, isn't going to be filled with a memo of supplementation bottles. It's going to be filled with food as medicine that you need to heal or to achieve healthy inflammation. Now, when I talk about food as medicine, I am talking about the wonderful intent that God has to create a product, okay, in its complex form, to actually heal you. That's why the food as medicine adage makes so much sense, because when someone is sick, food is their medicine. Okay, and obviously you guys know that I talk about spirit, soul, body, so obviously I'm talking just within the body realm at the moment, right? When someone actually needs to recover from disease and use God's principles about nutrition, this is where I'm at. Okay, I'm not negating the soul part or the spirit part. The spirit man and the soul man is very important as well. In fact, they come before the body, so those root causes are a must to consider. But when we are focusing on just the body and how can we use nutrition to our benefit, because that's what God said, right? We must not be caught up with what nutrients are bad, what nutrients are good, what food is bad, what food is good. Every food is good, okay? And that brings me to my next point, right? After the first one, food is medicine, the second one I'm talking about is eat everything in moderation. You have heard your grandmother, your grandfather, your parents say this all the time: everything must be eaten in moderation. And that is so true, guys. These adages have been coined for centuries now. And that's exactly, it lends so much credibility to what God has done, because He created everything to be consumed in moderation. That's why when you take a singular nutrient out of a vitamin C complex, okay, notice the word complex. It was not created in a simple form. It was created with intention to be in a complex so that it is usable by man. Right, so all these things that are now being isolated in a laboratory, in a test tube, of course, when you take that in excessive amounts, it becomes harmful, because that was never God's intent. Why do you think when someone take a vitamin B complex, okay, which obviously is in a supplement bottle, and even if you get the isolated nutrients coming from various sources and you put them in a pill and you take them all together, because it is not in its natural form like it is in your eggs or it is in your liver, guess what? You start peeing out what we call golden urine. And that actually is a very expensive urine, because you're actually peeing out stuff that you couldn't absorb because it's not natural, okay? So I want to end with this, that the two adages, food is medicine and eating in moderation, must be something that you take into consideration, but it must not include supplementation, okay? No doubt that for some people who are really deficient in certain nutrients and you don't have access to those foods, you can use supplementation, but it must be ingrained in you, okay? You must have that conviction that that must be temporary, okay? Because at the end of the day, what will give you the most longevity, okay, is food is medicine and eating everything in moderation. Okay, so I pray and I hope that this truth gets into your spirit, because at the end of the day, I don't want you to waste money. I don't want you to waste your time on an expensive bottle that talks about a research paper or a cluster of research papers that proves that it works or it helps with a certain hypothesis, you know, like fish oil improving cognitive function. Of course it does, because God designed it that way. Now, then how do you go and achieve that? It is not buy a bottle, it is buying actual wild-caught salmon, okay? And like I said before, because this is something that I know it's so uncommonly spoke about, I would love if you can like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to this video, or subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and family, because the truth needs to get around. And like I said at the start of this video, lies will not stand when the truth is shared, because if the truth is out there, lies must cease to exist, okay? So I just want to challenge you that if this really spoke to you, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And I want you to share it out, share it with your friends, because more people need to heal with nutrition as medicine and to eat more in moderation. Okay, so please do yourself a favor, help someone else that you know is in need of hearing this message. So I bless you, and I hope to see you very soon in the clinic. Please look at my description box for more resources, and if you ever want to become a patient, it will be my tremendous honor to partner with you. So bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.